Hey everybody! Today I am making my grandma's chicken apple salad, and this is a dish I grew up on. I love it, and I know you guys are gonna love it too, because you've got really tart, sweet apples, tender chicken, crunchy celery, and of course this dressing that's tangy, savory. It's just a flavor bomb in your mouth. It is so good. And I'm making this because tomorrow my friend Katie's coming over, and this dish actually tastes better the next day. So I'm gonna prep it all today, pop it in the fridge, and it's gonna taste even better tomorrow. The nice thing about this is the only time you really need to use any heat is for cooking the chicken breasts. But we can just pre-cook the chicken breasts in a pan ahead of time like we did today. You can also just buy a rotisserie chicken from the store and shred it up. You basically just need the equivalent of 4 chicken breasts. We're gonna start by cutting up our celery, and you want one good sized bunch of celery. And I'm gonna start by cutting off the bottom. Now, I already washed the celery, and make sure when you do, you get in the little cracks because that's where the dirt can be a lot of the time. So now I'm just gonna cut it into about 1/2-inch pieces and cut the entire bunch. Celery leaves are great too, so you can just cut these up as well. I'm actually not a huge fan of eating celery plain, but in this dish it's actually my favorite part, so feel free to add a little extra if you want to, because I always do. Apple time. 4 Granny Smith apples, and we use Granny Smith because they're tart, they're sweet, and it adds just another element of flavor to the dish. Make sure your apples are also really crisp, and we're just gonna cut them into about 1/2-inch cubes. Katie is one of my absolute best friends. She's so sweet, she's hilarious, and I mean, she's always at my house, so it's a little bit weird that I've never made this for her, but I really hope she likes it. Green onions are an absolute must. They add so much flavor, so please do not skip it. I beg of you. Here's how I cut my green onions. So we're gonna line up the ends, and then we're gonna take our knife and cut a little bit more than halfway. Flip it. So now you can use the ends as something to hold on to. Now once you get to the end, you just hold on to the little stems, and you just toss them. All right, now we're just gonna throw all of these green onions right in the bowl. We are going to shred our chicken breast. Now, if you want to, you can cube it, but we shred it because the dressing gets in all the little nooks and crannies, and it makes it so much more flavorful. And you can get your kids involved with this. They get messy, they get to use their hands. And I'm just gonna throw that into the bowl with the rest of the ingredients. For the dressing, you're gonna need 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of ground mustard, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, and 1 cup of olive oil. So we're gonna add in our apple cider vinegar, pepper, ground mustard, salt, garlic powder, and our eggs. Now, I recommend cracking your eggs in a separate bowl just in case you get some shells in there. So we're gonna put the lid on, and then slowly drizzle in our olive oil as we're pureeing this. And this is gonna emulsify it and make it super creamy. All right, that looks good. This dressing isn't actually done yet, and if you'll taste it, you'll notice it's a bit mustardy, a little bit bitter, but that's because you gotta let it meld together with all the flavors from the chicken, the apples, the celery, onions, and trust me, tomorrow it is gonna be so delicious. This bowl is obviously way too small, and there is nothing more annoying than trying to mix something in a bowl that is too small. So I'm gonna grab a bigger bowl, and then we're gonna mix this all together. All right, I got my bowl. So now we're gonna take our dressing and dump it in. And I'm just gonna mix this until the dressing coats every single morsel. So this looks pretty good. So now we're just gonna put some plastic wrap over the top, pop it in the fridge, and then tomorrow we get to eat. So this is my best friend Katie.
Hi guys.
And it is the next day, and we've let our salad sit, and the dressing has just melded with all the flavors from the other ingredients, and it looks
so good.
So we are going to taste.
Oh, that's
It's
so good.
So you've got the sweet tart apple. The
So
chicken's tender. There's so much texture in this salad. Thank you, Grandma, for giving me this recipe. I mean, it's Katie approved.
Wait, that makes me sound like a picky eater.
You're not. Everybody's gonna love this. It's so good. So next time you need a lunch, just make this night before, pop it in the fridge, and then you've got a super fresh, delicious, light lunch that is just so good. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video because I know we had a good time eating, that's for sure. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!